Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa. I'm a wife and a mom on a mission to be my happiest, fullest, healthiest self there ever was. It's Monday morning, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through a full week of workouts with me. So follow along and enjoy. I hope this video provides you with some inspiration for your own fitness journey. This routine is tailored specifically for me, so I don't want anybody to see this and be like, oh well, she's doing XYZ, I should be doing XYZ too. So I take a lot of time to plan out my own workouts. I see it as a form of like artistic expression. I get really excited about how I'm gonna put my workouts together and how it makes me feel, and I'm just letting you into that part of my world. So I'm going to turn on this car and get my butt to the gym. So I'm starting off with leg extensions. I work my way up to a weight that is hard, and I'll do about 20-25 reps, and I will follow that with drop sets until it gets pretty light and easy. By the end of this, my quads are so full of blood and the pump is already getting going. I found like this is a great way to start my leg workouts out to get the maximum coverage on my muscle. Next, I'm going into a hack squat with moderate weight, and it's not lightweight, but it is moderate weight, and I'm really repping these out. So I'm only doing 2 sets here on the hack squat. And the first set I'll do 25, and the next set I'll drop some weight and do a set of like 15 to 20. And the way these work is I will go until it gets really hard and I need to take a few breaths, and then I'll crank out another few reps. And I really like this method because it allows me to get the maximum amount of hard reps. When I'm doing like 3 sets of like 12, I feel like only those last 3 reps in a set are really hard. And with this, like I have like 15 plus very hard reps, and really feel like it's been doing something serious to my quads lately. After the hack squats, I move on to this really cool machine. It's a single leg press. And I'm doing 3 sets on each leg. I think on this day I ended up doing 3 sets of 12. These are so intense. And I really feel like they're really helping me to develop that teardrop on the inner quad there. I also really like that it's allowing me to address some muscle imbalances from doing like bilateral squats, bilateral leg presses, breaking it up leg by leg is making sure each leg is pulling, or rather pushing, its own weight. My third exercise of the day is a heel elevated goblet squat. So I like to do these with a dumbbell that I just hold right under my chin, and I keep myself upright and try to get a nice tempo going here to keep that tension right on my quads. And I ended up doing 3 sets of 16 reps each for these goblet squats. And my final exercise for the day is a Bulgarian split squat. I don't feel my quads so much in this exercise. I'm doing them mainly so that I can touch a little bit on the glutes for the day. And the way that you feel these more in your glutes rather than the quads is you want to lean over that working leg as much as possible. If I were more upright, I'd be feeling it in my quads more, but because I'm trying to target the glutes for this exercise, I've got that forward leaning posture. And on this day, I ended up doing 3 sets of 12 on each leg, and that just about did me in. So that concludes the lifting part of Monday's workout. Next, I'm going to move on to some cardio on the Stairmaster. And that is it for Monday's workout. Tomorrow I will be back in the gym to do some upper body. It's Tuesday and I'm starting off with some leg raises. I superset these with my next exercise, band assisted pull-ups, and I end up doing like 12 leg raises each round for 3 sets. To assist me with my pull-ups, I'm using an extra heavy resistance band. I can actually do a couple of unassisted pull-ups, but for the sake of actually getting a workout in and being able to get some reps in, I'm still using my resistance band. I would highly recommend, if you're somebody trying to get their first pull-up, to start practicing with a resistance band rather than a pull-up assist machine. Next, I'm moving on to a wide grip cable row. And on this day, I just did 3 sets of 12 reps each. I used to really struggle with feeling these in my back where you want to be feeling them, but what has really helped me is kind of emphasizing the stretch when my arms straighten back out, and then when I pull it back in, really emphasize squeezing my shoulder blades together. Next, I move on to a unilateral high to low pull down rowing motion, as you can see here. This movement is very similar to what I'm doing. I'm doing a pull up. It's using pretty much the same muscles, but just like the single leg press that I was doing the other day, this allows me to make sure that each side of my body is pulling its weight. Next, I'm doing a low to high row just because I want to make sure I'm hitting all facets of my back. And on this day, I did 3 sets of 10 on each side with each arm. The last part of Tuesday's resistance training portion of my workout is a superset where I'm doing these rope curls, and I ended up doing 3 sets of 16 per round per superset, and these are supersetted with a rope face pull. I like supersetting these 2 workouts together because they can be done right on the same machine. I just have to move the position of the cable and just keep on keeping on. Finally, I'm moving on to some intervals on the treadmill because I am currently training for my second half marathon. These intervals are a lot of fun, and I feel like they're really helping me to get better with my speed. I do 4 rounds, and the whole workout takes about 30 minutes. that's it for Tuesday, and I'll be back in the gym on Wednesday for another lower body workout. Wednesday, it's hamstrings and glutes. I take a similar approach on this day as the one I do on my quad day. I'm starting off with some hamstring curls to really isolate that hamstring, get all the blood pumped in it, and really get it primed for maximum impact. These are, I don't go too heavy on these, but I am doing quite a few reps on my first set, and then after that point I will do drop sets, working my way back down to lighter weights. Immediately following those lying hamstring curls, I'm going into Sumo Deadlift. I'm doing moderate weight for these, and I'm really focusing on a very slow and controlled eccentric portion of the lift. So that's when I'm going down, because I really want to feel the stretch throughout my glutes and hamstrings. Where tension goes, muscle grows. So time under tension for this workout is the name of the game for me during this cycle that I'm in. And for these sumo deadlifts, I ended up doing 4 sets of 12 reps each. My third exercise of the day is a banded good morning. I like doing these with a band because I feel like it really helps me to keep the tension in my glutes. And this is a great exercise for both glutes and hamstrings. The main thing you want to make sure of is that you have a strong core when you're doing this. You don't want to be feeling this in your back. If you're feeling it in your lower back, that's not where you want to feel it. It should be all in the glutes and hamstrings. Next, I am moving on to a single leg RDL. Something that's really important to me, as you can probably tell by this point of the video, is every day I really like to add in some type of unilateral movement. Why? Because I said it before, I'll say it again, to make sure each side is pulling its weight and there are no sides left behind. So these, I just elevate the non-working leg so that the one that's still on the floor can really put that work in. And it wouldn't be a hamstring and glute day without a hip thrust, would it? So I'm doing these Smith machine hip thrusts. Coming to this new gym, I started doing hip thrusts on the Smith machine just because the setup was a lot easier than moving benches around and all that jazz to do my usual setup. It took some getting used to, but I have grown to like this variation, and these are banded because I like to keep the tension on the glutes. I end up doing 3 sets of 15 reps. Last but certainly not least, I'm doing some glute medius kickbacks. These took a while to figure out how to fill them where I wanted to fill them, but once I made sense of it all, I'm really enjoying these, and I feel like they're really helping me to develop the shelf that I always dreamed of. And so I ended up doing I think 12 reps per leg for 3 sets. Something that really helped me to get these right was to start putting my hand on the muscle where it should be working so I could feel when it's really firing. And I'm finishing up Wednesday's workout with 30 minutes of slow and steady climbing on the Stairmaster. Months ago when I first started adding this to my routine, I really hated it, but I have grown to love it and look forward to it. Thursday's workout is starting out with some band-assisted tricep dips. So just like my band-assisted pull-ups, this band allows me to get more reps in than I would be able to on my own. And I'm really trying to get good at tricep dips and pull-ups, so I really like having these a part of my program. Next, I'm moving over to the bench, where I'm doing some bench press, just like a moderately heavy weight. So I'm not trying to max out. I'm just trying to really get some reps in so I can try to hypertrophize my pecs. And on this day, I ended up doing 3 sets of 8. Next, I'm moving on to a shoulder, what I'm going to call a shoulder tricep. So first I'm starting off with some dumbbell shoulder presses. And immediately following those shoulder presses, I'm moving on to some lateral raises to hit the deltoids, and I'm going to be hitting the deltoids from 3 angles. So first I'm going out to the side, then I start doing some front raises, and after the front raises I finish up this whole big set with some rear delt flies. Next, I'm doing some chest presses on this machine, and it's more targeted to the upper pecs. I really like this because it is plate loaded, and it's also each pec has to pull its own weight. And finally, to finish up my weight portion of Thursday's workout, I'm doing some cable chest flies or cable crossovers. I found the key to really filling these where I want to fill them is really emphasizing the stretch where my arms are coming back and my pecs are fully stretched out before coming back in. And I finished up this upper body day with a 3-mile run on the treadmill, just trying to really kind of go as fast as I can, trying to work on my speed. Friday for glutes, I'm starting off with some lateral band walks, and I'm supersetting those with these Smith machine hip thrust. And these I do fairly high rep. Feel like I can really get my glutes firing away, doing like in the 15 to 20 rep range versus like the 6 to 10 rep range that I used to. Next, I'm moving on to a sumo belt squat. So I'm taking a really wide stance here and trying to keep all of the tension as much as possible in my glutes. Glutes is the name of the game today, so I'm really trying to minimize the impact on my quads or my hams. My third exercise of the day is a front leg elevated reverse lunge. So I'm doing all the reps on one leg, and then I switch sides. The reason why I'm elevating my front leg is because it increases the stretch in my glutes when I'm stepping back, and to feel that as much as possible in my glutes and nowhere else. I'm having a nice tilted torso. I'm leaning over my front leg as much as possible. My final workout for the day is this machine RDL. It's the same machine I use to do those single leg RDLs. I'm doing these. I like to use a glute band to help keep the tension in my glutes. And a really good form tip for this is to imagine you are just pushing your butt back and bringing your hips forward as opposed to going up and down. And that concludes my gym workouts for the week. The next day is Saturday, and I'm going on a nice long run. On this day, it was not so beautiful weather, but what made it really cool is that my husband was able to join me for part of the run for like a 3-mile stretch. Next day was Sunday, and I got some much needed rest and recovery in the wilderness, and that is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye.